Hey everyone, it's Epic Underworlds back with another battle video. This time I'm playing my friend, and today we have my Archmage deck versus his Shankfish deck, which you saw in the previous video. I just built this Archmage deck, and I thought it was pretty strong, so let's see who wins. Right away I play a Crystal Demons, which basically the next card he plays is then discarded. Super powerful card, and it's definitely going to be a staple in set 2. I play Krenfist, which I can send to my underworld at any point in the game, and then I can bring back one card from my discard pile to my hand, and then Cone Mech, which is just a basic creature. This is my friend's first game, so it might take him a while, but definitely I recommend speeding up the video so it's easier to watch. Also, this game is on the Game Crafter, link in the description, and set 2, I have 63 cards done out of 80, so it's going to be done soon. He plays a Shankfish, and I kill it with my Crystal Demons because of its ability. But yeah, the starter decks are also coming out. I think my first starter deck is going to be the Shankfish starter deck, and then the second one will be the Hocus Mech starter deck, and then maybe even a Pro Champion starter, or Pro Champion deck, which will be really strong. But yeah, those are just the products I was thinking of making. Also, after set 2 is out, I'll probably do an expansion pack, which will be cool. That has 18 cards, just an 18 card pack that will have some sort of like really good buffing cards. He plays a combat engineer. Let's let him look at the top 3 cards of his deck, put one in his hand, put one in his discard pile, and one in his underworld, which is basically like an exile. So that's what he does. I think Combat Engineer is one of the best cards in set 1 because you can combo it really well with Cranton, because when Cranton is sent to the underworld, you can draw 2 cards, which is really powerful. And Shankfish, the more you have in your discard pile, the better it is, because it'll buff your other Shankfish, and you can have 10 Shankfish in a deck, which is super strong. So he does put, I can't see it on the screen, but I believe it's Devil Root or something, maybe even Cranton. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Devil Root. But yeah, that was a pretty good play. Also, guys, if you do want to know how to build some decks, I might come out with some deck profiles or maybe even a deck building guide. But the game's pretty easy enough. You just build your deck based on 200 points and then create like kind of a strategy. But yeah, the strategy of the Shankfish deck on the orange side is definitely more for long term, and mine is just an aggro short term deck that just tries to keep attacking and some defensing, I guess. He plays a Unleashed, I think, Demon. It's the cover card for set 1, and you have to discard cards in your hand. Every card you discard, you get to gain that card gains 1 attack and 1 life, or 1 damage and 1 life. So he discards Shankfish, which is still really good. He's building up that Shankfish engine, which will be super powerful at the end of the game. So now he's deciding who to attack. Combat Engineer kills my Cone Mech, and I believe Unleashed Demon will kill my Krenfist. Again, he is a newer player. He had a lot of fun. He said he's gonna start planning some decks to build. But yeah, he does end up. Oh, I actually send my Krenfist to the underworld because I can do it in a battle. It just cancels the battle. I send him to my underworld, and I think I either draw a card or bring back. Oh yeah, I got to bring back Cone Mech from my discard pile. So pretty powerful. Then I play the Stump Dude, which basically when he's killed, I get to gain 1 point. So pretty powerful. We are playing to 12 points. I think instead of 15, 12 is like a perfect number for a game length because your deck is only 30 to 40 cards, so it might end quick because once your deck is gone, then you basically lose the game. So I do end up killing his Unleashed Demon and Combat Engineer, which with my strong front line, and I discard Spike Serpent. Also, guys, if you have any questions in the comments down below, please feel free to comment, and I will answer any of your comments about the game, whether it's gameplay, future of the game, or like maybe if I'll put it on ontap.in, which I do plan on doing. I know it takes a ton of work. I might possibly do that, but that's definitely going to be in the far future. For now, I just like in-person games or video games where you just take a video of your side of the playmat and your opponent does too. I think that's a good way to play. He plays the Archmage, which when played, stun one random card. It's a tricky card to play because you got to know which card to stun and which ones to attack. He probably should have stunned my Crystal Demons because he does end up killing my Stump Dude. He also plays Devil Night Plant, which takes up 2 creature slots, so he can no longer play any more creatures. So he's got a pretty... Because Devil Night Plant is a 6/6 creature, which is super strong, so that is why it takes up 2 creature slots. Now he's deciding which cards are going to attack. He attacks my Stump Dude with the Archmage and my Cone Mech with the Devil Knight Plant. I forgot to add a point, I believe, to my thing when Stump Dude dies, but it doesn't matter. I still wouldn't have won. I then play Spike Serpent, which when played, do 3 damage to a random or a card of your choice, and then I get to attack with Spike Serpent itself, killing Devil Knight Plant, and then using Devil Root to attack directly to gain a point. I believe it now is 1 to 2. Each time, or at the start of the game, you each start with 1 point. If you're using a d20, it's just easier. But yeah, we decided to play to 12 for this game because we didn't want a really long game. Plays another Combat Engineer. You can have up to 3 of them in your deck, which is really strong, especially for the Shankfish deck. And I believe this is where he does the Cranton combo, which I think is really good. Yeah, you will see that in a second. So yeah, he discards another Shankfish. I believe he's now either up to 5 or 6, which will give the next Shankfish 6 attack. Yeah, he discards Cranton, which allows him to draw 2 cards when it's sent to his Underworld, which is a insane combo. And if you guys are building decks, I definitely recommend using Combat Engineer and Cranton in the same deck if you want a lot of draw support, because it is a really good combo. The only problem is they get sent to your Underworld, so you can't get them back in the game. But that is the price you will have to take. And it does go through your deck pretty quickly, so you don't want to go through your deck too quickly. You still want draw support, but not like over the top draw support. He now plays the Stump Dude, and yeah, he's creating quite a good defense. He discards a Shankfish because that's what he had to do with the Combat Engineer. He now has, I think, 6 or 7. Oh, and he also plays Chubby Spear Guy, which is just a deck filler, just to lighten out the points. You can have more expensive cards. It's kind of a funny card, and it doesn't have any attack, but it does have 1 defense, so it will block a hit. He then takes out my Devil Root guy, and I believe my Spike Serpent, or at least he does some damage to it. Yep, he does 3 damage to my Spike Serpent. I think I will have a deck building guide because there are definitely some good stable cards in the game that you guys need to be aware of. Or I might do a best cards in the game so far, and that'll probably just include set 1. So probably best cards of set 1, and maybe an all cards in set 1 showcase. I draw my card. I then discard the Arc Shield and exile my Unknown Beam for my Combat Engineer, and then add 1 to my hand. I take out his Chubby Spear Guy and his Stump Dude, which will gain him 1 point. And I also take out his Combat Engineer. So that's a big heavy hit. And as you notice in this game, I have an aggro deck, so I just keep wiping his board state. But my dudes don't have the best defense, so they do get taken out quite quickly. But my Crystal Demons has been in the game pretty much the whole time, and it's only a 1/1, and its ability was already used. So now it's just kind of an annoying obstacle that he's just leaving there because he's just taking out my more powerful creatures. Because Crystal Phantom can't do too much. Also, guys, if you like these battle videos, make sure to like and subscribe and let me know down in the comments so I can keep making more. I'm also going to do some more solo ones because I got a popular response from that. He plays Gondo Mortar, which I lose 1 point, and then he can stun one of my creatures. Pretty powerful card. I did spell opponents wrong on it, so that really sucks. And it's really hard to edit my cards because I don't save the original images, so usually I take a screenshot and then the quality goes down, so that sucks. But I'll probably edit that later. But that is used. He stuns my Spike Serpent, which has 6 attacks, so that is definitely a smart move. I attack directly for 2. And the game is getting close to an end. He then plays Chubby Spear Guy as his last. He only has 1 card in his hand, and that is it. And Chubby Spear Guy can't do much. He's kind of just a blocker, so it's not looking good for him. Draw my card, add it to my hand. Also, guys, I'm working on another Shankfish deck because I'm working on more Shankfish cards, so I need to play test those. Oh, and then I kill his Chubby Spear Guy in a tech for 2 more points. But anyway, the new Shankfish deck, like the new cards, will be added to the starter deck, hopefully. And then more Hocus Mech cards have just been made, so get hyped for more Hocus Mech cards because they're definitely my favorite archetype in the game. He then plays a Spike Serpent against my Spike Serpent, which I was not happy about, but that was pretty funny. Spike Serpent versus Spike Serpent. And yes, I spell Serpent with an A at the end because it's just part of the archetype. That's how you can tell them apart. And then he kills my Combat Engineer because Spike Serpents can pretty much attack twice because first off, they do 3 damage with their ability, and then they get to attack normally. And my Crystal Demons is still there. It's pretty much going to be there for the rest of the game, unless he kills it. I play Talakana, or something wizard, but I have to discard a card in my hand. I accidentally put it in my Underworld, but it doesn't matter. I play Deadshot Dan, which, before attacking, I get to roll dice. If it's a 6, I get to destroy a creature. I then use that and Crystal Phantoms to kill the Spike Serpent, and then to attack directly for 1. He draws his card. And I think at this point in the game, he kind of knew that he was going to take the hit because he already exhausted his Combat Engineers, which is basically the main draw support of his deck. It's pretty much in most decks because it's just such a good combo. And same with Cranton. Definitely a good staple card if you guys are opening packs. If you find a Cranton, that's good. I'm just counting how many Shankfish he has, so he knows when he draws another Shankfish. He passes the turn. It's my turn. I attack directly for 3 hits. That really hurt him, and I gain 3 points from my point total. I'm almost at 12. It's his turn. He draws his card. Also, guys, so far I don't have a ban list for my game. I will create it one once it's needed, but so far all the cards in the game seem evenly balanced over many playtesting. The only broken-ish one I can find is Crystal Demons. I would just slightly adjust its points by maybe 2, but that's like the least broken card, or at most broken card. But it isn't even that bad. So I created this game being as balanced as I could, so there's no like OP cards in the game because that's one of my big issues with trading card games, having really annoying cards. He plays a Shankfish, which at this point probably has like 10 attack boost or maybe 6, because there's a ton of Shankfish in his discard pile, which will give this one plus whatever, how many in the discard pile to its attack. He then just destroys my wizard, and it's my turn. I then play Slate Serpent. I don't have a Serpent in my Underworld, so it won't gain any damage. I then attack his, but he plays Cancel to block my attack, So that kind of screws up my play. I could have won right there, but he blocked that, so that was a really good save by him. I still kill his thing and attack for 1 point instead of what I would have done 2. And 1 more point and I win. So it's 11 to however many he has. I can't really keep track because I can't see the D20 on the top of the screen. But all I know is that I have 11. Plays another shank fish. And now he's deciding which creature would be best to kill. And that dice roll was not anything. I was just rolling it around for fun. So that wasn't an ability or anything. But my friend on the left here is like really big into strategy. So he likes to kind of play a slower game, but it's really good because he likes to plan his things. But he's playing the Shankfish deck, which so far has been undefeated until this game where I play my Archmage deck, which I just built like literally today as filming this video. So I think this might be one of the new meta decks. It's pretty good. I might edit some cards out of it. It was kind of just testing out some of the new ban art cards people made. I play a stump dude, kill his shankfish, and attack for the win. And that is the game. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.